and he spent most of it at Balmoral. It was only a relatively short distance from Stonehurst, my birthplace, to Balmoral, and if I'd stayed sober enough, and if the storm hadn't been in the air, I might have made it. There were only 3 fingers of liquid amber left in the bottle when the lightning began, and the ferocity of the storm took me by surprise almost as much as the rider who came with it. Hoofbeats sound pretty much like raindrops if thunder is still ringing in your ears, and the north wind has begun to whistle through your hair. That is to say, I saw the horse there before my other senses had been given the proper chance to respond. Even in the crashing darkness of the storm, that horse was dazzling white, although by custom I should call it a grey, and the rider's long hair was still red, though soaked throughout, as was the rest of her. "Get off the horse!" I shouted. "The lightning is coming this way!" Even with my hands cupped and at full shout, I wasn't certain she had heard me in the drowning thunderclap, until she turned my way and dismounted, running with the horse in my direction. The bolt hit 15 meters to her left with enough force to split the young oak tree in 2, and enough volume and light to temporarily blind and deafen us both. As well as I could figure it, the horse bolted, kicked out at the young woman, and took off for unknown places. I ran toward the crumpled form which lay limp and unmoving beneath the torrential rain, and picked her gently from the puddle which was filling in around her. She was unconscious, yet there was no sign of blood on her face or head. I carried her carefully, so no neck or back injury might be aggravated, surprised at how light she was, and somehow managed to pull the oak door to Stonehurst open with my foot without losing either my balance or the bundle in my arms. I laid her down upon the burgundy leather davenport which faced the fireplace in the drawing-room, and felt for the pulse in her long pale neck. It was there, slow but strong, so I heaped more wood upon the fire, and went for some blankets and towels. When I returned from the linen cupboard, her position remained unchanged. Her riding habit was leather, now darkened by its soaking, but by the dye which had transferred to her white blouse, it had probably been a shade of green, most spectacular when contrasted with the red of her hair. Her mouth was small and well-arched, and freckles were strewn across her face like pebbles across the white beach sand. A slim silver chain encircled her neck. Its pendant lay beneath the lace ruffle of her blouse. A locket, perhaps? Perhaps some form of identification. Gently I tugged on the chain to satisfy curiosity. What appeared at first to be the top of a heavy silver cross peeked out at me, antique from the first gaze. Still curious, I kept up the slow and steady tension on the chain. The rest appeared, although it gave me even more to ponder. The body of it was too long to be a cross, and it was pointed at the bottom. A sword, a silver sword, and at the junction of the hilt and blade, an heraldic rose, slipped and petaled, very old silver indeed, old enough to be grey. What had I done with the bottle of Bushmills? It must have fallen from my hand at the lightning strike. No matter, there was another one in the bar just on the other side of the room. I loved Scotland, but I hated its whiskey. Irish whiskey was the real reason we had held on to the Emerald Isle for as long as we had. At least that's what my grandfather William had told me. I opened the bottle and poured out 2 glasses, just in case she should stir. It would warm her. Damn, it was cold. I downed 1 glass and refilled it, setting both glasses and the bottle on the small mahogany table near the davenport. Thunder again. I must have missed the flash of light, for the fire had flared at almost the same time. I turned to fuss with the logs, wondering who it was with that pretty face who lay unconscious on my davenport. Should I call for medical aid? How? In my quest for solitude, I had kept this place as close to its early 20th century amenities as I could. No satellite feed, only landlines. If the lines were still working, which was doubtful, no one would venture out so far on the moor so late in the afternoon with a storm of that magnitude. What color were her eyes? By all the redheads I had seen, family and